What's going on, everybody? Let's switch this over. Hi! Been a while since we've been on this little show here. I figured might as well give the horny goat a little ink impression. What do you folks say? This is Heather, or more commonly called the Tattooed Mistress, as everybody tends to remember me as most. Um, I started this show on another channel a little while ago, about a year now, and figured might as well bring it back for the Horny Goat channel. So, with that being said, this episode being the first episode on the Horny Goat channel, I'm going to give you guys a little snippet of what to expect. You saw in the beginning there my choices on the from the other channel of celebrities over the weeks who was chosen. So for this first episode, I'm going to have somebody different, somebody you haven't seen yet, and hopefully you'll like this and keep checking it out. This first episode, I'm going to give you little tidbits on a more in-depth look of the first tattoo machine and how it was created. And with that, I will say this right now. Excuse my voice. I'm trying to be quiet because my daughter is napping. So, and it's the first real nap she's taken yet today. So, hopefully, we can get through this recording and not have her wake up and have me throw my own little temper tantrum. um, so, as it's widely known within the tattooed community in and of itself, the first idea for a tattoo machine actually came from a man known as Thomas Edison. Quick little history on him. He was an inventor and a businessman who was the greatest inventor of all time in the early 19 very early 1930s back to, I want to say, at least mid 1920s. Um, his other developments were the electric power generator, mass communication, sound recordings, motion pictures. So if it wasn't for Thomas Edison, we wouldn't have movies. Hell, YouTube wouldn't even be created without Thomas Edison. But what he had created that gave somebody else the idea for a tattoo machine was something called a perforated pen. And basically, the idea behind that, hold on, let me see here. And no results on that, of course. So I will get back to you on that a little later on. Uh, he was the first inventor to apply the principles of organized science and teamwork to the process of invention. So, with that, he worked with many researchers, had many employees, and he established the first industrial research laboratory. So, basically, he was the first one to come up with the idea of team building in a lot of ways. Without him putting something like that together, he, um, the way things are invented now probably would not work that well. He had two wives and a total of six children. Let's see. He was born in Ohio and he grew up in Port Huron, Michigan. So they moved around a lot, it looks like. He was the youngest out of seven children of his own family, so that's fun. And His research facility was called Manolo Park Laboratory, and it was in Middlesex County, New Jersey. So, with that, it came to this. The tattoo machine. A tattoo machine is a handheld device generally used to create a tattoo, a permanent marking of the skin with indelible ink. Modern tattoo machines use electric coils to move an armature bar up and down. Connected to the armature bar is a needle grouping that push barred needle grouping that pushes ink into the skin. So basically, you're getting stabbed over 1,000 times in an hour, which is the general time for a small tattoo, like I have here and there and there. So, uh, tattoo artists you generally use the term machine or even iron to refer to the equipment. The word gun is often used by many tattoo professionals dislike it. Um, Honestly, it's not a gun. It's not. So it, they should not be called guns. Uh, in addition to the coiled tattoo machine, there are also rotary tattoo machines, which are powered by regulated motors rather than electronic coils. The basic machine is pretty much unchanged today. In recent years, variations of the theme have crept into the market, namely Manfred Core's rotary machine of 1976 or Carlson Hill's pneumatic machine that uses compressed air rather than electricity, but the principle is essentially the same. Now, it was the electric pen, not the perforating pen. The electric pen, let's see, it was invented to duplicate or outfit handwritten documents and drawings, was the first relatively safe electronic motor-driven office appliance produced and sold in the United States. The reason for the development was Thomas Edison realized the possible demand for a high-speed copying device after observing the incredible amount of document duplication required of merchants, lawyers, insurance companies, and those of similar occupations. To satisfy this demand, Edison invented the electric pen, which uses a perforating function inspired by the printing telegraph. Edison and his associates, Charles Batchelor, observed that as this device punctured the paper, a mark was left underneath by the chemical solution it utilized. Edison took advantage of this property and built the electric pen around it. Development of the electric pen took place in the summer of 1875. U.S. Patent 1800857 for autographic printing was issued to Thomas Edison in 1876, covering the pen, the duplication press, and accessories. So there's your tidbit on the electric pen, which I promised you I would get. The predecessor of the tattoo machine was the electric pen invented by Thomas Alva Edison and patented under the title stencil pens in Newark, New Jersey, United States in 1876. It was originally intended to be used as a duplicating device, but, and this is where it gets interesting, folks, in 1891, Samuel O'Reilly discovered that Edison's machine could be modified to introduce ink into the skin, and later patented a tube and needle system to provide an ink reservoir. While O'Reilly's machine was based on the tattoo rotary technology of Edison's device, modern tattoo machines use electromagnetics. The first machine based on this technology was a single coil machine patented by Thomas Riley of London, just days after O'Reilly filed the patent for his rotary machine. For his machine, Riley placed a modified doorbell assembly in a brass box. The modern two-coil configuration was patented by Alfred Charles South, also of London. Because it was so heavy and a spring was often attached to the top of the machine and the ceiling, to take most of the weight off of the operator's hand. Sounds like a good idea to me. Most modern tattoo machines can control needle depth, speed, and force of application, which has allowed tattooing to become a very precise art form. Such advantages Such advances in precision have also produced a style of facial tattooing that has attained mainstream popularity in America called dermapigmentation or permanent cosmetics, creating results such as addition, removal of freckles, beauty spots, and scars. What this also does is you can tattoo on your makeup. You can save money on eyeliner because you can tattoo on your eyeliner. You can fill in your eyebrows or have your eyebrows replaced if you had lost it due to chemotherapy. Um, you can also have a lip liner tattooed on, so you save your money there as well. So it's a lot of different things that can be done with the permanent cosmetics part application of the tattooing world. I did cover this in another episode on the other channel. I may recover it as well because I do heavily believe in the permanent cosmetics tattooing because in a lot of ways, when you can cover up a scar, it helps your confidence. And if you have your confidence, you can be better off in a lot of ways mentally. Because when it comes down to it, uh, when it comes to women and breast cancer, they can either sit there and go, if they've had a double mastectomy, they can go in and have a mural done on their chest, or they can go in and have the scars tattooed over with their skin tone, so this way it's less noticeable. Especially if they go with the reconstruction surgery afterwards, giving them new breasts that are healthy again, which is also another thing I'm very much for. Um, these type of machines, liners and shaders, are the more common machines for a technical standpoint. Mechanically, there are coil machines, also pneumatic machines, and rotary or linear tattoo machines. So, with that, the linear tattoo machines are typically more used, of course, for the lines, as the name suggests. Uh, it's also so that it can be in one single pass, so it makes it less work to be done, and it's a very dominant line that is created with the linear tattoo machines. Coil tattoo machines are more commonly used and are typically electromagnetic, and they can be used for a lot of the shading and more intricate work. Rotary machines are the first ones invented. They use an electric motor to drive the needles. Some recent upgrades include using an armature bar of increased efficiency. Um, and the shader tattoo machine, as the name suggests, is more typically used just for the shading and to give more depth to the tattoos. Um, and the pneumatic tattoo machine, as was explained earlier, uses air or some sort of pneumatic device instead of using electromagnetics. So, uh, tattoo machines are not limited to these types. A common variant is having a cutback, which uses stiffer front springs. It's been a rough Monday morning here, folks. Gotta bear with me just a little bit. This is more commonly used in liners, but it's also is known to be used on shader machines, more typically for portrait work. Which, getting into that real quick before I go on reading this, if you're gonna have a portrait done, please, please be sure that the person that you're having do this work is comfortable doing a portrait, because not every tattoo artist out there is good enough to do a portrait. You can end up with some really messed up images. In fact, let me see. if I can just really quick get something for you to show you real quick. Um, just so you can get the idea of you need to be sure that your tattoo artist that you have chosen is good with it. Otherwise, you could end up with something that is just not good at all. Which would it be if it shows up? And it's not going to work the way I want it to. Of course not. So, yeah, we'll just get rid of that real quick and we'll just do this here. And there you go. This here is what you will end up with right here. If you're not sure that the guy you have doing your portrait tattoo is any good. When you can also instead go with somebody who knows what they're doing and instead with a portrait get these beautiful works of art here done. So, that being said, always do your research into the tattoo artist that you have chosen so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Okay, so now moving on. Machines are usually categorized into long stroke and short stroke varieties. The longer stroked machines are good for coloring and shading, which that is the idea behind this one here. Uh, as well as sculpting lines while doing less damage to the client's skin. Shorter stroke machines are commonly used for lining in a single pass style and also in a shader setup to achieve a more subtle gradation, sorry, again, it's been a long morning here, of gradation of black such as would be found in portraits. Length, width, tension, angle, and stiffness of the spring varies the functionality of the machine. The contact gaps, as well as capacitors, and even the style of machine and its angles of deflection can also all be variants and in machine tuning. God. The proper tuning of the machine is essential for the type of machine being used, also for the type of tattoo the artist is doing. So, with all of that being said, basically, it's basically your tattoo artists of today have to be engineers in one way or another in order to be able to figure out exactly how the hell they're gonna work it properly and be able to work it properly at that. So, um, a lot of times doing tattooing or just doing the research to find out what kind of tattoo you want for your body that's going to be there forever, um, you have to also take into consideration some of the more difficult aspects. Like, does your tattoo artist actually worth the money they're charging you? Are they that much more confident within their own ability that you're comfortable talking to them, just going through that first consultation visit, which I always suggest you do. Always, always, always take care of that first. Always the consultation visit first. Because plain and simple, without that, you cannot seriously consider a proper tattoo experience that's going to make you want to get another one. If this is going to be just one of your own little things of, okay, yeah, fine, I'll just go and get my one tattoo done out of the way because it's something I want to do, fine. But still, make sure it's going to be somebody that you're going to be happy with. So, um, on that note, I think I will reveal today's tattooed celebrity of the week, which is something I'm going to be doing every week. And I have quite a few beautiful people lined up for you here. So there we go. Our hottest tattooed celebrity of this week is, of course, Miss Megan Fox, which she is a truly beautiful woman. She's done a lot of great work within her acting careers. She's had some slip ups with some movies, Transformers being one of them, but um, but we all have our little hiccups here now and then. So I think we can end the video here. It's a short little video. All of these are going to be kind of short because I do have a child to take care of and she only naps for about 45 minutes to an hour at times. So we are going to try and keep this going every single Monday at 11 a.m. And please remember, if there's anything within this video that you would like to see or like to hear me talk about, please just in the comment section below let me know. I will do the research on it and I will come right back to you with that episode. Um, and please, please go and enjoy the rest of the content on this channel. We got plenty of video game playthroughs going on with the rest of the crew that are just hilarious. Um, and quite a couple of the games that have been played thus far has been quite interesting as far as how deep the storyline actually goes. So it's quite definitely mind-boggling. Definitely mind-boggling. Uh, Next week, uh, our hottest tattooed celebrity of the week. I'll show you Megan Fox again. Um, our our next hottest tattooed celebrity might be the focal point of the next episode because, well, it's one of the favorites of of this little conglomerate we have with this channel. Um, and it's also something to do with wrestling yet again. So we shall see. I may sit there and grab a whole bunch of stuff. This week also for the tattooed messes, I like to sit there and show you guys what's good and what's bad of the tattoo world. And we got a tattoo win for you, which is another prime example of a tattoo win. Let me get to it here real quick. And boom, right there. I know you saw this I know you saw it over in the intro to this video, but plain and simple, that is a work of art. That is hyperrealism. That is portraitism at its best, right there. And of course, the lead singer to Motorhead, definitely, definitely one of the favorites of mine alone. So, with that being said, folks, I'm going to end the video here, and hopefully you like what you see. And again, if there's anything that you want to be answered or talked about within this show, as long as it's tattoo related, I will be happy to do the research for you and come back to you with an answer. Just leave your little question right down there in the comment section below, and we will see what we can do for you. Alrighty, you guys have a great day.